Our plan for today is to start with the next unit in the subject specific section. That is your making the machines see. So it's about your CV, that is computer vision. And there are a lot of aspects in that. So let's see. According to my setup, we plan to do it in two parts. Okay, because in one day it is not possible to finish up because thoda sa हमें उसका codes भी देखना है. So, and little certain other sites they have given in order to check out the things which the process of CV involves in. How does the image change? तो वो सारा चीज का practical थोड़ा सा हम लोग डेमो करने की कोशिश करेंगे. So in one day we will not be able to finish it. Two classes most probably this. I mean today Saturday Sunday we don't have it. Then again Monday onwards. Right. So we all understand the basic idea behind computer vision because we have been seeing about these things. We hear about these things that my vision, a human's vision and his activities regarding the vision is what we are trying to incorporate into a machine also. That the way I see things, analyze and learn from there, similarly, machine should also. So basically, in this case, what we are talking about is the process or the field which uses the sensing devices, isn't it? And the deep learning models to help the system understand and interpret the visual world. So by seeing what? Majorly your images. If it's a self-driving car, then my machine should be able to see the images of the road and of the people around and everything, and accordingly make judgments that where to turn, where not to turn, where to stop. If there's a crossing, there's a red light, he has to stop. So he's seeing that and analyzing, taking a decision based on it, right? So that's what your vision is all about. So here also, that is what he's trying to tell us. Various applications of CV, first of all, that says the first and the foremost thing is that I have to detect the object around me. Then only I will focus and then only I will draw some inference out of that. That okay, it's a red colored bottle lying there, or it's a glass which is half empty. So I need to fill in with more water there. So it is the first thing to detect the object. It is very, very important. And then further on we move. Then there are various other things happening with CV. What he's doing is that he's classifying the images. We are seeing these things in various websites nowadays happening in our Instagram, in our Facebook, that the images are categorized, predefined classes are there, and based on that, he categorizes the images. Okay. Then you have the facial recognition applications. Facial features ke basis pe, we see your smartphones getting unlocked. We see the doors getting open based on the facial features. Security measures ke liye we are using them at various places. Then you have the medical image analysis. In the field of medicine also, these things are being used nowadays by robotic surgeries are being done. So obviously he's seeing and doing it. Then only he's able to work. Autonomous vehicles I've just been talking about. Then you obviously have these augmented reality, virtual reality, wherein the vision is a very, very important thing. Right. So that's why there is varied, because you can imagine what a human eye does, all the time. So everywhere, if you want it to be applicable, then the applications are unlimited actually. Certain things are very successfully running. Certain things it is still working. In the like autonomous vehicles, it is still working on it. Decision making based on the vision, it has to be more accurate. So they're still working on those things. Now let's understand how the machine understands an image. What is an image in a digital form actually? Okay, we humans have his own way of understanding it, but for the digital form में machine का क्या significance है? Sorry, picture का क्या significance है? How do you understand a picture like that as in a digital form? Okay, so we have heard these two terms, pixels and resolution. We all are aware of these two terms. Talking further in this, we say that pixels are the, like on the screen also. On the screen also, the entire image, what you're seeing on the screen is made of dots. Okay. And if you see this thing here, this is a dot ka information for me. So obviously it is expanded. Dot itna bada nahi hota. Dot is just a dot like this. Right? But एक dot का information is this for the machine. So every dot by dot जिसको एक simple squares के format में वो ले रहा है and it is able to put some information in it and accordingly pick. Okay. Now what is that information basically? That picture information is about the color which we are currently talking about, the color value. तो color से ही वो picture create हो रहा है, where there's a light green, dark green, pink, yellow, blue, you know. धीरे धीरे pictures के colors put करेंगे हम उसमें, तो वो picture form हो जाएगी. ठीक है? So your each pixel is basically the short form of picture element. Okay? Pix is your picture and EL is your element, picture element. And it is representing my color value. If you see this picture, to simply understand this thing, if I see this picture where I have a pyramid like a structure, so these portions are white and this portion is black. A black and white picture for me. Okay. Now, iska jo digital interpretation, what the machine has done for me is that every white is a 0. Sorry, is a 1. And every black is a 0. Can you see that? So if this is how, if I'm going to color the 0 portions, so I'm going to get that pyramid. Correct? So that is how it is going to pick up the color information from every dot. और वो dot का size अगर इतना बड़ा है, right? Then इस particular dot के अंदर जो color है, that could be a mix of multiple colors also. तो जिसका obviously look ज्यादा आएगा, तो उस color का value को pick करेगा वो. Fine. Now, the moment it is becoming a bigger square. Okay, the fineness of it reduces. जितना छोटा होगा, जितने छोटे छोटे एलिमेंट्स को वो पिक कर पाएगा, the fineness will be better, है ना? बिकॉज आप उसके और छोटे छोटे एलिमेंट्स को और ज्यादा सिग्निफिकेंटली देख रहे हो. नाउ दैट कितना साइज है जिसको हम कंसिडर कर रहे हैं, इस बॉक्स का कितना साइज है, सिंगल बॉक्स का, दिस सिंगल बॉक्स, राइट? हाउ मच इज इट? दैट बेसिकली डिपेंड्स अपॉन माई resolution, or that defines my resolution. So the resolution of the image is determined by the number of pixels it contains. अब अगर मैं बोलूँ कि this is like 1 pixel for me, मैंने 2 को जोड़ दिया, so this is 1 pixel, this is 1 pixel, this is 1 pixel, right? So it will be like 1 2 3 4 and 1 2 3 4. 4 by 4 का मैंने इमेज बना दिया, ये इतना है, 4 pixel by 4 pixel. अब उसी को अगर मैं 8 by 8 करूं या 16 by 16 करूं, तो मैंने और छोटे छोटे बॉक्सेस ले लिए उसके. सो आई एम बीइंग मोर स्पेसिफिक. आई एम बीइंग एबल टू पिक आउट मोर intimate information from there, right? A more detailed picture I'm able to take off. So obviously my picture will be better, isn't it? So that is why resolution defines how perfect you are getting, how well the picture is being made for us. Right. Now here you can again see this example which says the resolution higher and lower. So 3 pixels per unit and 9 pixels per unit. The 9 pixels per unit के हिसाब से you will have the specification. देखिए यहाँ पे it is becoming 9 pixels in total. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and with 3 pixels per unit के हिसाब से 9 हो रहा है in total, and for 9 pixels के हिसाब से वो 81 ज़्यादा. जैसे आप इतना छोटा छोटा का information pick करोगे, obviously you get a better output. So that is how the resolution, जैसे मतलब higher resolution की picture click करो या higher resolution click करो. So what does that actually mean? This is the meaning of the word resolution in terms of a digital image, right? So digitally, each pixel is assigned a numerical value. And for a black and white photograph, a pixel's value typically ranges from 0 to 255. वो जैसे जैसे आपका 0 is a complete white and 1 is a complete black. Now you have shades of gray. So वो combination say from the range of these values, you will get the lighter black and a lighter black and a lighter black, like that. करते you reach it. Okay, so the value of 0 corresponds to black, while 255 represents a white. Have I gone wrong here? I think I have. A value of 0 corresponds to black. No, ठीक है. It's okay. White 255 represents white. Complete white base. 255 को 1 ले रहा है, complete 1 ले रहा है. Okay. So that is how it actually works. ठीक है? Just clear up this thing. And then we move forward. Now, computer vision में process क्या-क्या involved है? Like we do it naturally, isn't it? We see things and we get to the conclusion, we analyze, हम उसके बारे में बहुत कुछ देख लेते हैं कि अच्छा ये इसका शेप क्या है, इसमें कलर कौन सा इन्वॉल्व है, ट्रांसपेरेंसी लेवल क्या है. We are able to how many pictures, like I see a picture, I can immediately say that this picture has one human and rest is nature, and how many trees and how much color portion is there, कितना black and white सा दिख रहा है, transparency level क्या है. I know all these things, so I will be able to judge that immediately. मशीन को वो जज कराने के लिए स्टेप बाय स्टेप प्रोसेस क्या होगा, राइट? सो कंप्यूटर विजन प्रोसेस इन्वॉल्व्स दीज 5 steps. First being image acquisition. So image acquisition, as the term suggests you, acquiring the image. So सबसे पहले you have to capture, whether it is an image or a video, you have to capture that image first. Photographs, documents, whatever. You're scanning the document, you're getting a picture, and converting it into a picture file, or you're clicking a picture. So whichever way format you have the capturing done first, right? Our capture, maybe there are a lot of things. If you have operated the camera, then you'll know that there's so many things, angles and light conditions and this and that, aperture, बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं when you capture the image also. उस पर भी बहुत कुछ डिपेंड करता है ना. And subsequently the processing will also accordingly vary. But yes, the first step is my capturing the image. Now, once I've got the image, I have to enhance its quality in all ways and means. Right? Enhancing its quality के अंदर बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. Whenever we click a picture, आप पहले तो बोलते हो ओह ये ब्लर हो गया, हिल गया, है ना, हाथ हिल गया. So there's a blurriness there at that corner. There's grainy picture, we say. It's not clear. Night mode में there's some other problem, है ना. So all these things happen. So that is why second step में हम लोग, or we'll make the machine clear the problems with that image and enhance its quality, which is not happening in our case. It'll happen only when I can't see properly. Isn't it? Like if I'm not wearing my specs, so whatever I'm seeing is blur. So I really can't do anything with that image which my eyes have captured. मैं process ही नहीं कर सकती उसको जब मुझे दिख नहीं रहा ठीक से. Like if I remove my specs, so I am seeing a very blur image in front of me. तो मैं उसमें से क्या पढ़ूं और क्या analyze करूं और क्या करूं, isn't it? So the quality of the picture has to be definitely good, then only you can do something on that. जैसे human के लिए होता है, similarly it's for the machine also. So first, इसमें there are various categories of things which we talk about. Technical terms, but you will find that you are actually coming down to some kind of a similar, very simple understanding of that term, technical term, right? Like noise. Now, noise, I would say that is sound. But here we are not really talking about noise as sound. Here we are talking about noise as blurriness. Some spots are there. So there's some kind of a problem or distractions in the image. It doesn't look clear. ठीक है, तो उसको वो नॉइज बोल रहा है. लो लाइट फोटोग्राफ में जो ऐसा एक अजीब सा ग्रेनीनेस आता है ना. सो दोज आर द नॉइजेस, द टर्म व्हाट्स दे हैव पिक्ड अप. साउंड के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, साउंड में भी इफ आई एम कैप्चरिंग द साउंड इट्स नॉट क्लियर, तो यू विल हैव इसका साउंड उसका साउंड, इट्स बीइंग पिक्ड अप ऑटोमेटिकली विद द एक्चुअल साउंड व्हिच आई वांट. तो उसी को कोरिलेट करते हुए दे हैव गिवन दिस टर्म नॉइस in terms of the pictures also. So noise reduction. So you don't want certain elements in your picture, you want to remove that. That is called as my noise reduction. Just make one example we have written here. Grainy effects in a low light photo. Okay, so we can reduce that thing, and we must reduce that thing to enhance the quality of my picture. Then there's something called as normalization. Normalization again is a term from database systems. बेसिक इंग्लिश मीनिंग ऑफ नॉर्मलाइजेशन मीन्स कि कंसिस्टेंसी लेके आओ चीज में, कहीं कुछ नहीं होना चाहिए. लाइक आई गिव अ सिंपल एग्जांपल बाय व्हिच यू कैन रिमेंबर इट इजीली. इन अ स्कूल you have your address or telephone number in the library information system also. Library has a storage of your student details. There's a telephone number and address there. Portal has a telephone number and address which shows up in your report card. If not the telephone number, the address shows up. Then in your portal login account, your telephone number shows up and there's a telephone number for your messages and all that. Okay. So portal maintains one database. Then you have your fee structure maintaining another database. Fees ke liye, there's another database being maintained. So different places, the data is being maintained. If not centralized, and the data is being maintained separately at separate places. Now, in that case, what happens is, supposingly you have changed your address or your phone number. And it's a very common thing in day-to-day life also. So you have to do what? You have to go to reception. अगर एक हम रजिस्ट्रेशन का भी बोले जो स्कूल पूजा में मेंटेन करती है जिसको रिसेप्शन एरिया में, तो वहां पे भी दर्ज डिटेल देयर जब आप एडमिशन लेते हो जहाँ पे वो डिटेल आता है. सो वहां पे एक आपको एप्लीकेशन देना है, एक आपको फी काउंटर में एप्लीकेशन देना है, एक आपको एमकॉप में एप्लीकेशन देना है, एक आपको लाइब्रेरी में एप्लीकेशन देना है कि प्लीज चेंज माई एड्रेस, प्लीज चेंज माई फोन नंबर. Okay. Now, out of these 4 places, supposingly the person handling library is very efficient, उसने तभी के तभी change कर दिया, right? And the rest of the people did not do it. They said, okay, we have a process, we do it weekends pay, or we do it after within 15 days, whatever the process is. Now, what happens? It will lead to inconsistency of that person's information. If I try to extract it from library, it is showing me some other phone number. If I try to extract it from NCOR, it is showing some other information. So it leads to inconsistency. So normalization enable करने के लिए we talk about linking the data. We say that let the major details of the child be at one place. Like we have done for MCOP fees and registration system को integrate किया हमने school में. इसकी वजह से your class, your section, your name, your address, your telephone number, those details are permanently stored with the fee counter. Fee database basically. तो एक वहां पे change करोगे तो correspondingly हर जगह change हो जाएगा. You don't have to go at every place and get it changed because वो data वहां से pick हुआ है. ठीक है, that is the concept of normalization in the database systems to maintain consistency, which is a very, very logical thing, and you face it in day-to-day life also if not done properly. So normalization, when picked up this term and put it across to images here, they are basically talking about standardization. इसका क्या मतलब? वो standardization हो गया ना. आपने एक जगह पे दिया और वहां से जहां जहां पे आपका लिंक था, जैसे हम कहते हैं कि आपका फोन नंबर अपडेट करो आधार के साथ, लिंक करो, तो उससे क्या होगा? और ये आजकल क्या होता है, सो यू मेक एनी मॉनेटरी ट्रांजैक्शन, एनी बैंक ट्रांजैक्शन, वो गवर्नमेंट को पता है बिकॉज इट इज लिंक टू योर आधार. You get your messages on your phone कि ये हुआ ऐसे, because everything is linked. So that is something which is the norm of the society nowadays. Normalization, standardization, which leads to consistency. Otherwise, it will lead to problems. Okay. So consistency in terms of pictures or images, here we say that कि उसको एक standardize उस पे ले आओ, value पे ले आओ, rather than keeping it a varying value, put it on a standardized value. Similar scale में कर दो उसको. Everything in terms of zeros and ones that you have seen in the previous thing also. मैंने उसका बीच का कोई value नहीं लिया. It's either 0 or 1, either 0 or 1. Okay. Let's not keep it 0.5, 0.75, 0.6, simple. अगर 0.5 से ज्यादा है, make it 1, 0.5 से कम है, make it 0. So you are normalizing it. You're putting it on the similar scale. From 0 to 255, you have scaled down to 0 to 1. right? That is also being done. And it is easier for the systems to work on that data. Okay? That is my normalization. So noise reduction, second is normalization. Third is, of course, at times we change the aspect ratio of the image by resizing, by cropping. That also we do. We reduce the size. Now, you people are in class 12. You people must be filling up forms for entrance exams or maybe doing it in some time. So, वहाँ पे क्या होता है? They always say 2 MB की फाइल अपलोड करो, 3 MB की फाइल अपलोड करो, 1 MB की फाइल अपलोड करो. So, आपका इमेज या आपका पिक्चर काफी बड़ा है ना? So, we crop the image from the extra portions. We resize the image कि वो reduce हो जाए in terms of its technically the storage basically. Size भी reduce हो जाएगा उसका. Okay. So, that is also part of your pre-processing of your image. Third step. Now coming down to the fourth one. This also we do practically with our images. हम लोग contrast या brightness पे काम करते हैं image के. ठीक है, उसको adjust करते हैं कि वो sharp दिखे image. We work on these things nowadays. We have it on our phones also in the image applications. So that is also something which is a part of your pre-processing. और उसका technical term जो यहाँ पे they have talked about, that's the histogram equalization. Now, why a histogram word being used here? Because of the pixel intensity को जैसे वो spread करता है. If you know the way a histogram is presented, हमने last time जब graphs कर रहे थे तो we had discussed about this histogram story. It's together, bars are together. और वो कुछ ऐसा दिखता है. You know, not even these lines are there. They're not there, sorry. It's like this and then this and then this. ऐसा. I'm very bad at. There are no these lines are there. It's not there. Outer line of the entire thing. ठीक है, तो उसका पिक्सल इंटेंसिटी कितना स्प्रेड आउट है, यहाँ से यहाँ तक है, यहाँ से यहाँ तक है, कितना है, उसको इक्वलाइज करता है. अगेन काइंड ऑफ नॉर्मलाइजेशन ओनली, बट दिस वर्क स्पेसिफिकली ऑन दी कॉन्ट्रास्ट, ब्राइटनेस कॉन्ट्रास्ट पे काम करता है. एंड करके उसको एक पर्टिकुलर सेटअप नॉर्मलाइज सिचुएशन पे इट विल गेट इट. Okay, so all these things are again part of your pre-processing of the image, which is my stage 2. Fine. Next one. Now I have to extract information from my image. That is called as my feature extraction. Where I'm saying that when I'm looking at a image, I will see those things. Boundary क्या है? Texture picture का, it's that blur texture है या sharp texture है, lot of things. Colors के base पे, how many colors are being used? It's a grayscale image. It's a full scale, color image. It is that. वो पहले के ज़माने में we used to use that term, no? Technicolor, little reddish kind of a thing. So different types of, you see it on your phone applications also. Photos से related जितने भी applications है, there you see these things. Okay, so all those features पे वो काम करेगा. So feature extraction process, which is my step 3. मैंने पहले image को capture करा, फिर मैंने उसको pre-process किया, उस पर cropping करी, उस पर editing करा, उसका contrast ठीक करा, उसका brightness ठीक करा, उसमें से noise हटाया, सब कुछ करा. ठीक है, उसको एक standard form में हम उसको लेके आए, so that then the system can work out on that. Then third step, I'm extracting now the features in terms of everything. Because मुझे उस picture में से I have to identify, like if I'm trying to identify a object in there, how many trees or how many people are there, or those things I have to do. So मुझे उसमें edges mark करने पड़ेंगे. जैसे आपका Facebook या Instagram tagging करता है, तो tagging कैसे करेगा जब तक वो image में से फीचर्स को एक्सट्रैक्ट नहीं करेगा कि दिस इज वन मैन, दिस इज वन एनिमल, दिस इज वन ट्री को इट्स नॉट टेकिंग माय बॉक्स अराउंड द ट्री एंड सेइंग कि इसको टैग करो. जनरली इट इज ह्यूमन फेसेस ओनली व्हिच इट ट्राइज टू टैग. इसलिए जब तक वो फीचर्स को नहीं डिटेक्ट करेगा तब तक वो चीज वो नहीं कर सकता. जब तक एजेस को मार्क नहीं करेगा तब तक वो उस चीज को नहीं कर सकता. So there are few steps here which talks about edge detection, corner detection, texture analysis, color based feature extraction. Color based feature extraction is important for discriminating between two objects, grass and the cat. So the color discrimination अगर वो नहीं करेगा, color based feature extraction, तो वो नहीं कर सकता इस चीज को. ठीक है. फिर कहाँ पे कैट का फुट इज फिनिशिंग एंड द ग्रास इज स्टार्टिंग, बिकॉज मुझे उस इमेज को पूरा मार्क आउट करना है, तभी हम आजकल ऐसे बैकग्राउंड रिमूव कर सकते हैं. यू हैव दीज एप्लीकेशंस में नाउ डेज, इट्स सो वेल डन. द बैकग्राउंड रिमूवल कैसे करेगा जब तक वो उसको मार्क नहीं कर सकता, एज को, कॉर्नर को. राइट. सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर पार्ट ऑफ माई फीचर एक्सट्रैक्शन एंड इट हैज टू गिव मी दैट ऑप्शन, otherwise he's not doing his vision thing properly. Okay, so all these processes are part of the feature extraction. Next, then comes my, जब features उसने निकाल लिए, सब कुछ कर लिया उस चीज को, now comes the major thing which I'm talking about कि मुझे उस काम को करने के लिए feature extraction चाहिए. That is detection and segmentation. Once it has identified all the portions of the picture, then only he can now say कि okay, this is one object, this is one object, this is one object, ये इस object का boundary है. वो उस पूरी चीज को आइडेंटिफाई करेगा, डिटेक्ट करेगा, क्लासिफाई करेगा, लोकलाइज करेगा, एवरीथिंग इट विल डू. So this detection and segmentation process or step focuses on identifying the objects or the regions of interest within the image. There are two major tasks, two categories of tasks involved here. One is there's a single object involved in the task, and there are multiple objects. Okay. And in this process, what happens is, again, we have done this part. If you see the slide, I've taken it up from my previous class portion only, because you can correlate better. So I took it. Then I have my explanation for this particular class also differently done. Very simple to understand. This is an image of a cat in a background. Okay. उसने उसको क्लासिफाई कर लिया. उसने उसको हमने जो मशीन लर्निंग में क्लासिफिकेशन सीखा, उसने देखा अपने इमेजेस के साथ ये कैट है, डॉग है, शीप है, गोट है, उसने उसको क्लासिफाई कर लिया कि भैया ये कैट है. अब कैट को आइडेंटिफाई करने के बाद ही हैज टू लोकलाइज इट कि वो कितना पोर्शन कैट है ना. द होल इमेज इज नॉट ऑफ अ कैट, देयर इज अ बैकग्राउंड आल्सो. सो लोकलाइजेशन, सो सिंगल ऑब्जेक्ट में उसको पहले ही हैज टू आइडेंटिफाई दैट थिंग, ऑफ कोर्स क्लासिफाई कि वो क्या है, व्हाट ऑब्जेक्ट इट इज, एंड देन ही विल लोकलाइज दैट इस पूरे इमेज में लाइक सम पोर्शन, कौन से पोर्शन में दैट ऑब्जेक्ट इज एग्जिस्टिंग. ओके, so that is my single image picture का task, right? Classify and classify करके उसको localize करो. Okay. In the multiple objects, now see this picture. Forget about the text, what is written. What he has done first, he has identified all the objects. There's a cat, there's a duck, there's a dog. सारे objects को उसने बड़ा 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 identify करा. And उसके बाद it is doing the instant segmentation. Individually, everything is being identified. Boundary बनाया उसने properly. This will help us to extract that object if you want, remove the background if you want. इस इनको रख के वो निकालेगा background. ठीक है, that's called my instant segmentation. But इसको further समझने के लिए better, there are two more processes involved. Let's just go through the lines once so that you can make out कि yes ma'am ये language हमें समझ में आ गया, because there are people who have not seen this thing earlier. So especially for Parth and Harshita, just see this thing carefully. Okay, so classification problem is the task of assigning an input image one label. जो मशीन लर्निंग का टास्क है, तो हम कहते हैं कि वो एक लेबल एसोसिएट कर रहा है कि वो क्या इमेज है, और हम उसको कैटेगरीज दे ही देते हैं क्लासिफिकेशन में. तो वहां से वो मैच करता हुआ निकालेगा कि भैया कैट है, डॉग नहीं है. राइट. Second, once it has done it, so this is the task which involves both processes of identifying what the object is present in the image and at the same time identifying at what location that object is present. इसको localize करना है हम लोग, position निकालना है उसमें. Fine? Okay. In this case, what's happening? Object detection means आपने सारे objects, because there are multiple objects here, cycle भी है, bucket भी है, a flower भी है, so everything is there. सो फ्रॉम दैट इमेज उसने सारी चीजों को पहले डिटेक्ट करा, क्लासिफाई कर लिया कि भाई हाँ ये है, एंड देन नाउ इट इज डिटेक्टिंग द इंस्टेंसेस ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट, गिविंग देम अ कैटेगरी कि ये सारे कैट्स हैं, ये सारे डॉग्स हैं, मल्टीपल अगर है, ठीक है, वो सारे रीजन्स को आइडेंटिफाई कर रहा है, मल्टीपल. दैट्स हाउ द सिंगल एंड द मल्टीपल ऑब्जेक्ट वर्क्स. Now there are certain more terms which we have to understand and remember. That's the last thing we do today. Otherwise, it will get too much then. Semantic segmentation and instant segmentation. Now, I think this is a better picture to understand this thing. First of all, the पहला image which you are seeing is a classification and localization. उसमें पूरा एक group of sheep is there. So from the entire picture, it has classified it as it is a sheep, and it has localized कि वो कहाँ पे picture में present है. That it has identified. Okay. Now it has identified the individual objects also. Right? Sheep 1, sheep 2, sheep 3. That also. Individual objects को भी उसने निकाल लिया. So first हमने वो वाला काम कर लिया. Then there's something called as semantic segmentation and instant segmentation. Right? Now semantic segmentation में major classification. Now you can see here very well. There's a road. There are a set of sheep and there is grass. Okay. So what exactly he is doing? What do you think? He is actually identifying the three major categories of people, I mean, of objects available in that. Major, उसको further classify नहीं कर रहा है, major classification. कि वो रोड है एंड ये सारे शीप्स हैं टुगेदर पुट टुगेदर. देखो उसका बाउंड्री बना दिया ना उसने, सिर्फ ओवरऑल पूरे शीप्स को क्लासिफाई कर दिया ओवरऑल. एंड देन द रेस्ट इज ग्रास. यहाँ पे अगर कहीं पे नदी होती तो बोलता कि अच्छा ये पूरा वाटर है. Right, semantically done does that. This is particular classification को semantic segmentation कहते हैं. And then you may have, in the picture, like in this example, if I add a road with a dark gray and a light gray, two types of roads are there. So he'll again make it as road 1. ये portion road 1 दिख रहा है, ये portion road 2 दिख रहा है, क्योंकि दो अलग अलग उसने ढूंढ के निकाला उसको. Right? And here again, then instant segmentation means कि वो sheep के how many sheeps are there? तो sheep 1 को classify, identify करा, उसका boundary क्या? Sheep 2, then there's sheep 3, and then my instances are ready. Right? So instances क्या होता है? You say एक ही चीज का कितना क्या क्या है, कितनी बार है? That's an instance ना? Same चीज का multiple objects. So यहाँ पे instant segmentation में he is doing the same thing. बिल्कुल. अब देखो ऑब्जेक्ट डिटेक्शन में ही इज ओनली आइडेंटिफाइंग द ओवरऑल ऑब्जेक्ट, उसका बाउंड्री नहीं बनाना. कैन यू सी दैट? दैट इज हाउ द डिफरेंस वर्क्स आउट देयर. ऑब्जेक्ट डिटेक्शन में उसने इंडिविजुअली ऑब्जेक्ट्स को, अच्छा इस पूरे लोकलाइजेशन वाला जो पोर्शन है उसके बाद मुझे इसमें 3 ऑब्जेक्ट मिले, ठीक है, एंड ही इज डन दैट. लेकिन उसका पूरा जो बाउंड्री है, मार्किंग आउट द बाउंड्री फॉर दैट इज कमिंग अंडर माय इंस्टेंट सेगमेंटेशन. Right? So this is what you have to remember in this particular part. Very, 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 very important. Now they may give you multiple questions from this. Again, by next week, you will get the category of questions which can be asked from here in the MCQs. Features identify करना, how will the things work out, किस में क्या हो रहा है, right? Like image recognition में, now let's come to this picture. This particular slide here, we say that image recognition में what it has recognized, somehow it has recognized sheep, dog, cat and horse. I don't know, but that is what it has recognized. Okay, then it has identified all the different objects. Okay, object में again I said the boundaries are not defined. Semantic में now for him all these 3 categories of blue color means similar category. Red is a different category. ये अलग है, ये अलग है. इसका इसके इंस्टेंसेस बनाओ, सिमेंटिक आपने बनाने, इसके इंस्टेंसेस बनाओ, बिकॉज इसमें मल्टीपल चीजें आई कैन सी. तो जब बन गया तो देन इट इज एबल टू डू द इंस्टेंट सेगमेंटेशन. जब ये कर लेंगे तो हम उसको बोलेंगे कि इंस्टेंट सेगमेंटेशन इसने कर लिया. डिफरेंट इंस्टेंसेस फ्रॉम दिस पार्ट इट हैज नाउ. ओके, So this much we do today. I don't go further in this because every term from this part is very, very significant in terms of understanding and applying it also. Okay. Once we meet on Monday, please try to go through this part a little bit so that when we move further, it is easier. Okay. We'll see some applications also, some links where we can go and implement these things and see how it works. Right? So I close here today and